What's up, guys? It's Aaron here. I'm going to go up to Edinburgh Fringe in August for my first show, and I can't wait. But before I do that, I need to preview the show up and down the country. So I've added a bunch of work in progress dates. Manchester's already on sale. Some of the others might be as well by the time this goes out. All the links are going to be in the description. Liam's going to join me for some of them. It's dead small rooms, dead cheap tickets. It's going to be loads of fun. Come down, let's have a laugh. I'll see you there.
What a ridiculous day in the life of someone.
Imagine going to A&E with an empty can of squirty cream up your ass.
It seemed funny until the tears started. We were like, oh, damn, we've not.
Oh, shots fired. Fucking
Sorry,
have that,
sorry.
Gino De Campo, you rat.
Sausage, squash it. Then I had a bit of bacon, shaken.
I was 15, he was 5.
Fuck off, mate. Fucking hell.
I feel dead weird today having you on because I realise I'm a proper creepy old guy in this room. You're a young guy.
Why do you always manage to make the guests feel awkward within 10 seconds if they... Oh, I feel weird having you on because I'm a creepy old man.
I forget that.
Do you want to fuck him? Is that what you're telling us?
You look like there should be a Netflix documentary about you or something.
I'm wearing it's practically a trench coat, let's be honest. I always forget that you don't know me. So it is a weird introduction,
It's
isn't
very
it?
weird,
It is
yeah.
weird. No, but I'm proper fangirl. I'm a big fan of your
Are you?
content. Yeah, because I am not like a
He's
normal
such a big fan that he arrived 20 minutes late.
congestion. Don't blame me for the actions of the motorway. I'm not like a big social media person. I know obviously I have to be for this. I don't really scroll too much. But as a fat cunt, food content,
Especially my food content.
it's like dominates my feed. And yours is one I always go back to, and I'm not just saying this and fucking licking your ass because you're on the
It's like
podcast.
you've got a favourite porn star.
I'm blushing a bit.
Oh, mine's Riley Reid. Is El Burrito monster? That's heavy, that right off the top.
It is. I know it is. But genuinely, no, like, there's a, it's like comedy, isn't it? There's so much choice. But I find considering like burritos are at like, I'm talking about like it's a proper, like fine art. But burritos are at the core of like everything you do. But you somehow manage to make it so creative. Like everything is different. Your clips, I've never seen that done before.
Can you feel him inside you, by the way?
Let me pull it out. I think that people love circles. That's my theory. People love circles.
Have you heard like Post Malone talk about that? That's not an uncommon opinion.
No, I've
Post
not.
Malone's got a song called Circles. He's obsessed with shapes, and he says that people love circles.
I thought I was being dead unique there. No, the thing about food,
pretty
like
unique, Post Malone.
pizzas, burgers, burritos, people love circles.
Yeah.
Like, why would you have like an oblong shape as a thing? Like, I've seen a company do oblong flatbreads. I just want to tell them, just make them circles. You'll sell more. I don't know what it is. People love circles.
No way.
But it's not so much the circles; it's what you're putting in them.
Well, yeah.
Like, how do you?
Billy Bear ham.
But that's
Kind
it.
of circular.
There is stuff out there that's like that, where people will just kind of like, order a takeaway
Yeah.
and just lash the contents of it in a wrap, which, don't get me wrong, I'll watch that too.
That guy makes me feel uneasy. Do you know who he's talking about?
Yes, I do know. Who
The
you're
one that's like
talking
dead ginger and just looks like he's...
Is he Scottish?
We had a little bit of beef.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it okay to talk about?
Yeah. Well, one day I put KFC into like a big burrito in my car, and I quoted him a couple of times just to give nod to him because he'd made a KFC wrap before. So I was like, usually I make all the food myself, but today I'm doing a KFC.
I'm pretty sure soda KFC.
What?
They make
Yes,
a KFC
they
wrap
do.
as well.
They
You can't
do.
get annoyed at you.
And he basically, to his 100,000 Facebook fans, whatever, made a post saying, "How dare El Burrito wants to do this? Put KFC in a wrap." And he was being deadly serious. And I was like, "This guy, man!" And all his little fans were coming into my messages and comments, being like, "Honestly, terrible."
The audacity.
What's his name?
What?
What's his
I
name?
forget
Can
his
we
name.
name?
I've
Can
got
we?
him blocked.
Is
I'm
it
not even
okay?
lying.
I don't even know his name.
All right, okay.
Not got a clue.
All right, because I would pay to see a charity boxing match
Well, people have said that,
between
but
El Burrito Monster. Because
there is zero contest there. It's first punch and he's down. But
I thought you meant the other way, right?
well, yeah, no. Well, I mean, I'm the weight classes is too different.
That's true.
Imagine when they're getting ready. Imagine getting ready. He's using a tortilla to wrap his hands. It's like, are you getting mad at me for putting these in? Hey.
But yeah, one of his fans actually contacted all the brands I'd worked with and just was making up those outlandish rumours about me as well.
Sake.
And I brands actually emailed me to be like, "We've had this allegation. Can you confirm if it's true?" And it was
That's so bad.
It was like something about like dead babies and blenders and
yeah, that's in a rap. Yeah.
He didn't put that video out there. He thought it might be controversial.
It was so obviously like just made up, but like some of the brands were taking it dead seriously. I had to like write in confirmation and sign it saying it's a lie. But I was like, the fact that they even had to do that is just like crazy.
What a ridiculous day in the life of someone. Do you know what I mean? What have you done today? Oh, well, I made a video and then I had to sign a document so that I hadn't put a baby in a blender. And yeah, how's your day been? Like, you've got mates that just work in accounts. Do you know what I mean? Or IT. Or like one's probably a lifeguard for a water park. Do you know what I mean? Like this is just ridiculous fucking jobs.
Yes,
it's just fucking mundane. And then you're like, yeah, I didn't do it. I just didn't put the baby in the blender.
Plenty of upsides to the job, plenty of downsides.
Yeah.
Mostly upsides.
What were you doing before? Like the content?
Really boring stuff. Yeah. So I went to uni, did maths.
Yeah.
Got a Desmond 2-2.
Yeah.
I did a lot of drinking, a lot of going out, not a whole lot of work. Came out of uni, couldn't get any of the decent jobs I wanted. All my mates were working in finance, accounting, software, all that kind of malarkey. I just couldn't get a decent job. So I did accounting for a little bit for a business, like finance, bits and bobs. I was going to do the exams for that. Boring. So boring.
Yeah.
And then ended up working like supply and logistics, basically like organising lorries going into like supermarkets and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like working from home as well during lockdown. I was doing 2 hours of work a day, if that. Every now and again, just ring someone and be like, oh, is the lorry on track? Yeah, nice one, cheers. Back on Fortnite.
Do you reckon lorry drivers have that? Do you like in mundane jobs? Because we've got it, like, obviously with bits of material and stuff. If someone does a bit that's too close to yours and you'll have beef with them and stuff. Well, not necessarily beef, but you'll approach them and be like, hey, listen, stop it. And you'll figure it out from there. Obviously, what you're saying about this guy, you put some popcorn chicken in a wrap and he was furious at you. But do you reckon, like, normal jobs have that? Not normal jobs, do you know what I mean? But like, do you reckon like an accountancy
100%.
firm? Hang on, that's not how I do my spreadsheet. Do you know what I mean?
Every workplace has that busybody, don't they? Like, luckily, I've not had any run-ins with someone like this in my current job. But when I was working in retail, you've got that one person that just
and it's always the self-appointed health and safety officer as well.
Yeah, self-appointed everything. They actually don't have any sort of management role.
No, they just pick and choose, and it's always the really
on the same wage as you as well.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. But they want that. They already see themselves as above you. They want to take that next step, and they just like will either admonitor or sabotage or just fuck up your thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I only folded 2 t-shirts. Who's got a fucking problem with that?
It's just, I've said it before on here, like, so many things are just big in your own world. Like, no one really gives a fuck, though. I said it on, I think it was Phil Chapman's episode, like, when I used to be a barber, someone would post a picture of a haircut, and I'd be like, fucking hell, he's not even blended it right. And you'd have this fucking little rant about this. He's like, why are we asked? Why is anyone bothered? Do you know what I mean? It's only big in your own world.
Yeah.
This guy who's, like, annoyed at you because you put a fucking, a Zinger Tower Burger in a wrap. It's like
I keep going to say a baby in a blender, but that's not what you actually did.
No, he didn't do that, no.
Well, we had a lengthy, I messaged him, I was like, what are you playing at? We had a lengthy argument about it. I was like, let's just
argument?
Leave it. We'll go. I was like, can you not see what you did is bang out of order? Like, the people come into my comments and messages, I don't care. They're just like, most of them probably 15-year-olds, right? But he's like a fully grown man with an audience who's like sending the people after me. It's like, come on.
Do you know what it's just, he feels threatened, doesn't he? Yeah, he just feels threatened, so.
You're taking everything I work for.
But I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you never mentioned any sort of background in cooking. Was cooking literally just something you did for fun? Did you not?
At uni when everyone else was at lectures, I was just at home cooking for them when they got back. So for 3 years, I just cooked for all of my uni housemates.
I'd like to live with you.
Yeah.
You hear about these stories of like your mates in uni halls. They're like, yeah, he just fucking he never takes his bins out. He's a fucking tramp. He's horrible. And you're like, can I get you something?
I actually reckon you'd do Aaron a world of good, to be fair, because Aaron's got a very beige diet, so you could sneak some fucking vegetables into him.
He told me.
I've got the palate of a 9-year-old child. It's not fucking like I look at yours and I'm like, that looks really nice, but I don't know why, and that's the problem, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I don't know what you've done to get it like that. I'm just like, yeah, that looks like chicken.
Right, question, because you used to be a hairdresser, right?
Barber. Sure, whatever.
Sorry, well.
Just imagine them doing like curly blades and
a hairstyling professional of sorts. So at the end you go, oh, do you like your cut, mate? Has anyone ever turned around and go, you dick? Absolutely
That's
not.
a good fucking question, to be fair.
Yeah, you've never asked. I'm surprised.
That's a really good question.
If you never asked that, I'd be surprised. Like, 'cause obviously, I've nodded before and been like, it's great, mate, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I've gone to different barbers to fix it.
Got in the car, like,
immediately
I've never even gone to fix it. I've just taken it.
Oh,
this is me for 2 weeks until it grows out.
Yeah, so it happened one time, and you can get a vibe from someone that they're not really into it, but a lot of the time it's because they don't realise they've asked for what they've asked for. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So you'll just hold it up and...
What you basically said is a lot of the time it's their fault, not mine.
No, but it is though. It genuinely is because they don't fucking realise what they've asked for. Like hair is slightly longer when it's wet. Very slightly longer when it's wet because it'll be a bit straighter and it'll be like it's been combed in a particular way. So if I hold it up and I go, is that about that much off the top? And you say yes, they're not accounting for the fact that it's going to be slightly shorter when it's dried. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so people were hard work. Do you know what I mean?
So it's their fault, is all I'm hearing.
Well, essentially, yeah. Do you know when you go to like a different barber and you go, oh, he's smashed it. He knows exactly what to do with my hair. He doesn't know any different. He just did it differently, slightly differently the first time. He did it slightly longer. Do you know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, when someone goes, oh, he's fucked my hair up, it's just shorter.
Because of the instruction
do you know what I mean?
you've
He's never left
given.
it too long. That's quite rare because you just ask for a bit more off.
Yeah.
But it's always just ever so slightly too short. But every single time I cut someone's hair, they would verify that they wanted it that short. I would always hold it up and I'd go about that much and they would say, yeah. So how's it my fault?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, that being said, I was in work once and this guy came in. Swear to God, this isn't bullshit, right? This guy comes in, I've started doing his hair. I'm going, oh, how you doing, mate? What you been up to this week and stuff? He got out of prison that day, right? I'm not making that up. He got out of prison that
You
day.
were a big deal to him. You were his first, like, fresh, clean haircut.
Yeah.
Straight
he
out
was
the
a
slammer.
fucking, like, lunatic. He's come in, he's one of those where he just, like, you know, when someone just walks in and their vibe is just, like, full on. Like, they're not charismatic, but they're just everywhere in the room all at once. Like, he's come in and he's like, yeah, fucking how we doing? Yeah. And they're just, like, jumping about, right? And you're like, fucking hell, he's a loose cannon. He's sat in the chair.
Well, first day out of prison, you'd be a bit of a loose cannon as well. You're not going to be all normal, are you? You're like, I'm in the free world.
Yeah, he's used to snapping at people who were stealing his fucking Weetabix off him in the morning.
I feel like you would be quite chill when you've just come out. Are you just like, oh, my, I'd be like Brooks, do you know what I mean? Coming out, oh my God, look at all the cars.
But you think that because you don't have the personality type to get you in there in the first place?
I don't know. I get a bit of
Whereas
road
you
rage.
definitely do.
Yeah, I 100% do. You saw the way I introduced you to the podcast.
So this guy, he sits in the chair. He said he got out of prison that day. Right, and I was like, oh, okay, sweet. He's fucking already shaking doing his hair. Now, the problem is I was an apprentice at the time. But the barbers that I worked at, the guy didn't want me to tell people that I was an apprentice because he wanted to charge full price haircuts for what was a very amateur. Like,
Nice.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, so he wanted the full cost of the haircut, but I didn't have full cost haircut in me. Do you know what I mean? In my skill set, right? And this guy comes in, but it also meant that I could never ask for any advice or help with anything. Do you know what I mean? So this guy comes in and he asks me for a number 2 skin fade. And if you're anyone listening is a barber or not as a mate that's a barber, that's like so fucking stupid. It doesn't exist. If you have a number 2, there's no fade there. You just had a number 2, right?
Oh, hold on. Say that again, because I'm pretty sure that's what I asked for.
Is
Number
it
2
is it
skin
still
fade.
full length on top, but the 2 on the sides, basically?
Huh?
Is it a 2 on the sides, but still long
Yeah.
on the top?
Yeah, but he wanted to see a fade, but that's not what he asked me for. So he's asked me for a number 2 fade,
Okay.
but that doesn't exist. For
Yeah.
it to be a fade, it's got to be a 1 or below.
All right.
Right? But I didn't.
Yeah, I've been
I
asking.
couldn't say that. Do you know what I mean? I was so new to barbering. I just like, yeah, no worries. And I've done what he asked me for, but what he asked me for wasn't what he actually wanted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get halfway through and I've done the number 2. He's like, yeah, he's like, everything all right there, mate? He's like, yeah, he's going, yeah, it's what I want. Yeah, he's happy. I show him the back and he just loses his fucking mind, mate. But like to the point where I stood there, I was like with fucking deer with headlights, like I don't know what to fucking do here. I've shown him the back of the haircut and he's just stood up losing his fucking shit. And in my mind I'm like, you got out of prison 3 hours ago, you're about to go back for a haircut because of a haircut.
What
like,
was
do you
he
know what I mean?
saying to you?
He was just saying
like,
like,
what
oh,
have you
you
fucking
fucked it
done
up.
to
You've
me?
got no fucking
Yeah.
idea what you're doing and all this sort of stuff. The guy that I worked with was just not helpful in any way. Do you know what I mean? I worked at a Turkish barbers and he was just a fucking loser, the bloke, and didn't do anything. But the issue he had was that he couldn't see a fade. But I was trying to explain to him that's not what you asked me for. You just asked me for a number 2. I've done that. I think he just wanted a free haircut. Do you know what I mean? But he just started losing his fucking mind with me. And then he came back. I went out for lunch straight after that because it was like 11:30 or whatever. So I've gone out on my lunch break. And apparently while I was out for my lunch, he came back to the shop looking for me because he wanted to punch my head in
Yeah.
over a haircut.
That's insane,
Right,
isn't it?
really important question though. Do you know what he was in jail for?
GBH, yeah.
And how long for as well?
Huh?
How long was he in for? Do you know?
Imagine he was in for GHD.
Was that 5 years for GBH? Is it? What?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, he was in for a while. Yeah. And he was like telling me that he's like, he's ready to get his life back on track and stuff. And then 10 minutes later was about to kill me for a haircut.
Your boss has done you and that guy so dirty for putting The Apprentice on the ex-prisoners.
I'd have done the same thing.
My old boss
like
was
the
a
fall.
gobshite. He was an absolute fucking tit. Do you know what I mean? Like he wanted me to charge 12 quid a haircut, but I shouldn't have been. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, I couldn't ask for any help with anything, so I just had to just do the haircut and then charge him, and then hope they'd leave or whatever.
Is that when you realised you wanted to quit your job to become a full-time comic? I'm done.
No,
with
this was like
hairdressing
5
now.
years. This was like 6 months into it, and then I stayed at the bar.
That's when he started doing gigs.
Yeah.
I need to get out of this.
Yeah, I wish there was a better ending to the story. He was just a fucking lunatic that wanted to kill
The
me.
actual end of the story is Aaron got battered.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably not fun to say that.
So yeah, only one time did someone ever complain to my face,
And it was an ex-convict.
It was an ex-convict,
Fresh out
yeah.
the slammer, ready to go straight back in.
It was an apprentice who did my hair badly as well, and he started doing it, and he didn't tell me I was getting The Apprentice, and I was doing it.
The
And he was-
fucking knobheads.
But
man.
he was then coaching him as he was doing it, and he coached him. It was okay, and I said it was great at the end, but I did go to a different barbers afterwards and
Yeah.
got it fixed.
Yeah.
But like, you've got to know what you're getting signed up for. Do you know what I mean? I always hated it, man, because it just put the apprentice in an awkward position because he's not got the ability to do your hair that well, and he can't really ask for help. Or it was fucking hard work.
Okay,
I've never
what
been
I asked for
asked.
is a 1 into a 2 on the sides and an inch off the top. What's that like as a thing to ask for?
That's fine, yeah.
Is that a normal thing to get as a haircut?
But what he wanted was like bald at the sides, but he asked me for a number 2.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So he's completely
And
like,
you were too young to realise, okay, that's not actually what he means. Maybe if you're another year or two in, you would realise that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
he doesn't really want that.
I picked up clippers for the first time like 4 months earlier. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a fucking Scooby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Must be terrifying having a convict go at you in a place when there's lots of blades.
Yeah, well, that's it, yeah. None of them were clean either. It was a fucking horrible barbershop. It was disgusting.
Just throw barbicide in his face. What the fuck is barbicide? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, just disinfectant.
I came here wanting to ask you loads of questions about food. Now I'm asking him questions about
You ever had hair in your food?
We transitioned across to it, yeah.
Yeah.
You ever had a hair in your food?
A restaurant. Not that I remember.
You don't
no.
have to answer. I was taking the piss.
What I want to know is, like, as someone who sort of, watches a lot of food stuff on YouTube, on Instagram, and I like to cook at home. I'm not very good, but I do like to try. Sometimes you look at a recipe, it looks amazing, and then when you make it yourself, it looks just as good as it did on the thing, but it tastes like shit, or there's like no flavour. Do you ever make something for like content that looks sick on the video, it looks visually good, but then when you eat it, you're like, actually, that was kind of half shit there.
It's happened.
But you still got to post that video out.
Anything that's really bad, I won't post. I've
Yeah.
made things and be like, okay, I'm not even going to post that because it wasn't nice.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that has happened. But yeah, in terms of recipes that you try at home, by the way, do you know what people do for recipes? They're not like exact recipes. They watch through the video they just made and they guess all the things they put in and try and write it down.
Yeah.
So it's like if they forget something or miss something out and
Really?
you won't put that in. Yeah, every content creator I know will do it by going through their video and being like, okay, so I put this much spices in here and I put this much there and there. It's all made up. And really, they just taste it and add more stuff if they want.
If it needs it, yeah, I always find that at the end.
But
of
the
the
actual
video.
written recipe, it's the accuracy percentage is not going to be particularly high to what they actually did in the video. I
You
assure
fucking
you.
blow my mind. I've been blaming myself.
Yeah, learn how to taste and then learn how to adjust flavors, and you're on to the good one.
It's
No,
all
never
right from
never
there.
cook for an ex-con because you won't have a good day. Yeah.
Well, there's a show something called Salt, Fat, Acid, and Heat, and that's like the 4 things you got to balance. I mean, there's sugar as well, so sweetness,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just balancing flavors, isn't it?
So literally, like, does certain things cancel each other out? If that's too salty, sweeten it up a bit.
Yes,
Do they sort of like balance each other out.
Or if you make it too salty, if you put like a jar of unsalted peanut butter in, that makes it taste less salty.
Yeah.
Random creaminess
weird, yeah.
balances salt as well.
Yeah.
I don't have a fucking
So it's-
Scooby what he's talking about.
But you need to learn these things. You need to learn.
We actually want to do, so we don't have a Patreon yet, which to be fair, I feel like we're getting close to.
Yeah.
But we need to know how many people would want to sign up. So if you would like to see more content, extra episodes, that sort of thing, and if we did have a Patreon, you would be happy to sign up. Let us know. Drop us a message on Instagram, comment on the YouTube video, all that good stuff.
We need incentive.
It would really help us out. Yeah. What we're afraid of is we'll start a Patreon, and we've sort of got in our head that the first 500 people will only pay £1 forever. Do you know what I mean? And we're really worried that we'll start one and 45 people will sign up at £1, and then we'll have to give him an extra episode a week, specials, and he doesn't even cover his fuel to get here for that extra episode. And we do all this extra work, do you know what I mean? So we're really pushing it back, but now it's getting to the point where so many people are asking that we think we might be there.
Are we there yet? But we don't know, so that's a good thing to do.
Let
Actually,
us know, please. Yeah. But we have loads of plans from we have a Patreon, and one of them was we were going to do like a food challenge because he's really into his food.
As you could tell.
Spoiler alert.
A little. Me eyes are up here, dickhead.
And I don't have a fucking Scooby at all. I eat food if it's in front of me, but I couldn't tell you what. Like my girl, so well documented on it. My girlfriend has to tell me if I like stuff.
Honestly, right? He said this on the podcast. I thought
it feels
what?
like bullshit.
We've been out for that many meals now. I've seen it in real time. He'll hand her a menu and he'll go, and it's not like he's going, "What do I like?" Like abusively. Yeah. He's just like genuinely asking, "What do I like?" It's like he can't process
it's not
the
even
menu.
like childlike. It's not like I'm being like a fucking but it's not like I'm being like Bethany when you order me the food. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that. She's called Beth, by the way. If you're wondering what that noise was, but it's not like I'm being order my food for it. I'm just like, have we had that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like I don't. What's rocket? Do I like it? Do you know what I mean? Because I couldn't differentiate between. I'm fucking useless, man.
Cultured
I'm the opposite. I can go out for a meal with my friends and family, and I can order every single person's meal, and it'll be better than the meal they would have ordered themselves.
Well, that's this.
You know what they like.
So I go out for a curry with some friends and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I want to get this, I want to get that," and I'm like, I know what their spice tolerance is. So I say, let me order for you? And they'll try it and be like, okay, yeah, this is way better than what I normally have. And
yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like with Beth, everything she orders is always better than mine. So we've just sort of like transitioned. If it's like a burger, like I'll just order my burger. Do you know what I mean? But like if we're ever like somewhere new, like 9 times out of 10, whatever she orders tastes better. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm that girl that every bloke complains like, oh, can I just have a little bit of yours? So point being, we're thinking of doing a food challenge. Did you ever watch Ready Steady Cook?
Yes, with Ainsley.
With Ainsley, the fucking big dog, mate. We were going to do a Ready Steady Cook.
See what we did with the name there, Paul? Say we write jokes.
A little bit of wordplay. Congratulations. Yeah. It's not looking good for your jokes now. If that's what
we'll work on the name later. Say it like it's not decided. But we were going to do something like that, and we were going to ask Joe McGrath for his help.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't know this, like.
No, he doesn't have a fucking Scooby. But
he's now working with a food review club, isn't he?
Yeah, he told us on the thing.
Yeah, we seen Joe last week, actually. We went out for my girlfriend's birthday, which we'll get to in a second, by the way, because I've had loads of fun with her all weekend, calling her all the names under the sun. It's been great. We'll get to it now. Basically, I've turned 26 in January, and for the last 2 years, my girlfriend's 24, she just turned 24, and all she's done is go, oh, you're in your mid-20s now. Oh, last year, were your early 20s? Oh my God, you'd be in the overs in X Factor and just give me loads of fucking abuse.
It's fucking horrible. How old are you?
She's a horrible person. Yeah. Horrible
soon
person.
To be 26.
But now she's turned 24, and I made her laugh the other day because I'm somewhat of a comedian, don't know if you've heard. And I noticed that when she laughs, she has had a little line there. And I was like, oh, someone's getting old. And I've been calling her Russell Crowe's feet ever since.
Russell Crowe's feet?
Yeah.
So we've gone over my head, I'm afraid.
Crow's feet, like the lines on the... You are young, aren't you? It's a genuine thing that can happen to me. Like the lines there when you smile, they're called crow's feet. Not heard that?
No, never. Sorry, no.
Well, I'm educating you now.
Joe Russell Crowe is.
Yes, I know Russell Crowe.
But then she was like, well, you've got all the little furrow lines there from frowning so much. I was like, well, you date you then, and you'd have them as well. So just giving her loads of views. But she had a good birthday, so that's fine. Anyway, point being, bumped into Joe McGrath, love him, great guy, and we were going to get him involved. Would you want to be involved in something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we need a coach.
Who's making the food? I can do.
We would probably make the food, but we'd probably want coaches and a host.
I think it was an eating. It was a cooking challenge rather than an eating.
But
challenge.
then you two could like decide. Do you know what I mean? Who's
okay,
like the better one?
I'll be a little judge. I mean,
it'll half follow the same as like the Ready Steady Cook format in that you're given a bag of like you guys could give us the food. Do you know what I mean? Like
okay.
Like if we give you like
a mystery box,
and then
mystery box.
I honestly think I'd smash your head in, and I'm so up for winning something. But now I've talked a big game, you might just...
I mean, it looks like you're going to win.
Hey, you're my coach.
I'm allowed to say that because I used to be bigger than you.
Did you, yeah? Did you, yeah?
Yeah, I used to be 5.5 stone heavier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your food origin story then? Like, what made you sort of... start like experiment? What?
Just every time we have a guest. Every time we have a guest.
I absolutely love the scran. That's it.
Why do you think I got you?
Yeah, it's like it's nice being able to make food at home that's like nice that you can get when you're out and about at restaurants. And for like a lot of dishes, now that is the case for most things.
Yeah,
but it's nice, especially when you're all day to do it and you can cook whatever you want and you got all day and you have all this food that costs you like 20 quid that will cost you like £80 when you're out and about, and it's like. It's nice and rewarding. I don't know.
That's one of the questions I did want to ask you though. Is like how you're not a big fat cunt.
Well, since I quit my job to go full time, I basically used to like work, sat down all day. I used to drink every night. I used to eat all the food I make, and now I just sort of like make a burrito, eat half, and then give half away. So I've not really eaten a whole burrito that I've made.
That you've made, because like you make a
year and a half.
You make so much food. I was thinking, what happens to all of that? I just thought it was you eating it all.
Well, yeah. Yesterday I had the cousins over. We sort of made them a big Greek meze spread. Me and my sister. There's like 14 of us just around the table all munching away.
I couldn't even describe a Greek meze spread to you.
Well, we got hummus, tzatziki, baba ganoush. We got
olives.
We got lamb clef.
For all I know, that's a football player from South Africa. Like, what are we on about?
It was delightful. You know, it was delightful. But yeah, and when they were leaving, I was like, all right, let me go to the freezer and get you a bag of stuff. And I just filled up a bag of like 10 half burritos. I was like, there you go, take these home. This is
your freezer just packed full of like.
All 3 of my freezers are packed full of leftovers. Yeah.
All 3 of my freezers. What a sentence.
Well, yeah, I had to get another one on Gumtree just to make space for all the leftovers.
Really? Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Do you have to like
insane.
during the week? Obviously, the way we like, we'll do new material nights and we'll like bomb until it's like good. Do you like have to? Do you have experiments as well as the stuff you post, or is everything you make going to be a video? Are you like, I've got this idea and I know I'm going to execute it well, so it'll be a video?
I will do experiments all the time. So I was trying to make, you know, how you get like squirty cream.
Yeah.
I saw Heinz do a post of like squirty mayonnaise, and I was like, how the hell do I get on this? This would be great for content. So I go on to Google, and it basically they've done it for like 2 months as like a joke, and they stopped doing it. So I was like, I can't get Heinz squirty mayonnaise anywhere, but I want to do it myself. So I bought a bunch of like cream chargers and dispensers off Amazon. I was trying to make it work, and it turns out it doesn't work with straight mayonnaise. You need to add bits to it. So I was experimenting with xanthan gum and other bits to try and make squirty mayonnaise. And I did it, and I never actually thought of a good way to use it in a video.
From Back to the Future, yeah, you just fucking throwing things together.
I've got images of you with like safety goggles on, risking your life with fucking air pressure and cans just to make squirty
That was
mayo.
exactly how it was in my kitchen. Obviously splattering mayo all over the kitchen with the wrong amount of air pressure in the canister.
Blowing up in your face.
Yeah, well, obviously I had to buy those NOS canisters on Amazon as well, so I had to get ID'd when they came to the door. I didn't even realise. I was like, oh damn, I didn't make the connection that it was the same canisters that they use in the balloons and stuff.
Yeah, one for the mayo, one for me,
all the
one for the
teenagers
mayo.
are doing nowadays, which is the worst thing ever as well, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard, it can really fuck your life up and stuff.
I just think it's just terrible.
Yeah, I had to
just
go
gives you a headache.
once. Yeah,
I've never done it. Yeah.
It literally just makes your head feel warm and then wears off, and you're like, why is that fun?
I had to blow balloons up for Beth's birthday like 3 days ago, and that was enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. My head was about to pop anyway, and my fingers hurt trying to tie them. They're difficult to tie. You know, just strong.
It's not that true. It's not that hard.
I'm pretty sure all balloons do is to deprive your brain of oxygen for like 30 seconds, just make you like, I don't know, lightheaded.
Yeah, I mean, also the helium tends to have an impact as well. You ever like?
First, I was afraid.
I can't resist. Last time though, I hit the helium a bit too hard and went lightheaded and thought, I'm not risking my life for fucking Joe Pasquale voice. It's not fucking worth it.
Risking your life.
Yeah, it's a risk.
Yeah, I've seen it on like TikTok. Someone's ended up like they were on a night out in Pop World and they've ended up in A&E with like fucking like the legs missing. You're like, how's it got here?
Imagine going to A&E with an empty can of squirty cream up your ass because it's blew up because you were trying to put fucking mayo in it.
That laugh then sort of suggests, yeah, imagine.
Well, I got pulled at security the other day for something interesting, but I'll tell you that afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah, the squirty mayonnaise, I made it work, and then for like one video, I did like squirty mayonnaise on top of like a burrito cone, and
sick.
That was it. But I did like 7 or 8 different methods of trying to make this creamy mayo work and document it on my Instagram story. And actually, it got quite a lot of views as Instagram stories go because people were interested to see
how you
will he make the squirty mayonnaise work. I was getting people saying, "Have you done it yet? Have you done it yet?" I was like, "Yeah, finally done it."
Yeah,
but it's story content rather than actual posting content.
Yeah.
What was the point you realised where your stuff was sort of getting that sort of traction when you could just like?
I mean, I don't even know at this point. I mean, I started to, it's a science, isn't it? People think, it's random when you go viral. But if you work out how to hold people's attention, it's how you build up a story, right? It's all storytelling. So rather than going, hi guys, so today I'm going to make this blah, 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 I've already scrolled by the point.
They're the people I hate the most. Like, I've got such a vengeance at those people. Like, Joe, and like you have like a tech question. And you want to figure out, I can't get Premiere to work. There's something wrong with it. I need to figure it out. And you'll click on the video that this guy's got the fix. And it's a 12-minute long video. and they'll be like, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Listen, if you are new, please do consider subscribing. Smash the like. Just tell me how to undo on Premiere. Just do it. Just do it. I hate that. Like,
Terrible.
so yeah, like
you want to start in the middle, just start in the action.
Yeah. Just tell us.
It's the same with recipes as well, right? When they got like a paragraph about their life before you get to it. I was on a thing the other day because I was trying to work out how to air fry eggs to make them like soft boiled. It's a thing apparently where you get, rather than boil them in a pan, you put them in an air fryer and you can soft boil or hard boil an egg. So I was like trying to work out the timings for it because everyone was saying something different. And I was on this thing and there's honestly, they didn't even have a jump to recipe button. I had to scroll through about 6 screens worth of their life story.
Yeah.
And the recipe is 1 egg. Air fry for 7 minutes at this temperature. And that was the entire recipe. I had to read through 7 pages of like talking about eggs.
The worst, man.
Well, that's
I
why.
relate to that because when you're looking at recipes, though, in particular, you like it's not like a video. It'll be like a blog post, but it is like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after the paragraph just to get to a fucking air fryer and an egg at the bottom. It's insane.
It's something to do with search engine optimization. I don't really know how that all works, but like something about putting a paragraph before it means you're more likely to be at the top of Google's search thing, which is the most counterproductive thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why people are using TikTok now as a search engine. So I'll be like, oh, this recipe on TikTok just to find it. I think it's better than Google nowadays for most food related
Just to
things.
get
It's
it nice
insane
and
how
quick.
much TikTok's taken over our lives. I bought a Beth address on there the other day.
Really?
Did you?
Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we on
fucking do
about? It started off with just like this. It used to be a fucking music singing platform, like Musically or something it was called. It was just like young kids just fucking singing, and now I'm buying dresses on there and fucking like some sort of like thing for my bathrooms and for my kitchen sink so I can get the fairy liquid out. What's wrong with my life? What am I doing?
And seeing comedians waffle on about nonsense for a while.
Hey, I don't know what you mean.
So we've noticed, like with our sort of with the podcast and social media, we're constantly growing, but it's like a sort of slow and steady growth. We've had some clips that have like kind of popped, but was it like that for you? Was yours just slow and steady, or was it like a big bang and it's just like stayed that way?
It's for the most part slow and steady, but every now and again, they get a one banging video that has a really high follower conversion rate. And it's funny as a food person seeing how different cuisines have different follow through rates. So like,
oh really? Yeah.
British food has a really low follow through rate. If you make like something like Yorkshire pudding base, it seems to just go for sort of flat line on the follows. But for Indian food, has a really high follow through rate. I've actually made 2 pasta videos on Instagram that I think between them had like 20 million views. And I got like 75,000 followers from these 2 videos. And the problem was I don't really make pasta. So now I've got 75,000, and they were mostly women as well, because my followers are always just blokes. You know, it's very blokey, like scranny burritos. So I made these 2
Neanderthals. Followers.
You're fucking you're a monster, lad. That's what it is.
So I made these 2 pasta videos, and I've got loads of female followers and stuff expecting more pasta content. And I'm like, I don't really
His
like.
very next video was, "Hi, would you like to see my chicken Alfredo?" So what we do?
So I'm like, I don't want to make pasta videos, but recently, the other day, I posted an Indian Nando's platter video. Where
I know.
I did like a Nando's platter but in Indian style with like tandoori chicken and paneer and the whole shebang. And like that's given me like 20,000 followers on TikTok.
Really?
So
yeah.
that's a high, and that's great because
Fuck me off
I
one
love
video.
Indian food as well.
Did you gain quickly after you started copying that guy?
You know. Some of us actually make all our own food, just don't put takeaways in wraps, you know. There's levels to the game.
But you were saying you like that because that's the type of food you like, so you're more than happy to make that sort of
Well, exactly.
content.
If I'm getting followers from a nice cuisine that I actually enjoy, you know, Italian food is highly overrated.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
shots fired. Fucking
sorry,
have
I'm
that,
sorry,
Gino De Campo, you rat.
Pasta's easy, but it's just like, come on, add a bit of spice.
Yeah.
Pasta or spice?
Well, yeah, but like,
I'd
come
only
on,
be at
like,
it.
the top cuisines, you know, Italian doesn't even touch it.
I said to Beth, we just got chatting the other day. It was actually a friend that asked a question. He said, "What would your death row meal be?" Because we had a Chinese, and I was like, "It's my favourite meal. This is fucking amazing." And she said, "Would this be your death row meal?" And I said, "Yeah." And then we asked Beth, "What would her death row meal be?" And she said, "A penny arrabbiata." And I was like, "Well, you deserve to die."
Yeah.
Couldn't
What the
agree
fuck
more.
are you talking about? Chicken not chicken, the fucking pasta and sauce. That's
It's
your
literally it, yeah.
that's your death row meal.
It's one of those things I would never
What
buy
you on about?
in a restaurant because I make it at home all the time because it's so fucking easy to make.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't make it at home because I really like it.
Well, that's the only
Well,
thing
it's
she'll
just
order.
10
We'll go
minutes,
to an
it's 10
Italian
minutes.
so she can have a penny
Penny
arrabbiata. And you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? They judge you when you. It's like when I order chicken tikka masala in Indian and they're just fucking shaking their head as they write it down, fuming at me. Like, that's
I mean, pizza makes sense because you don't have a pizza oven at home. They've got all the equipment and
Yeah.
they go there. But pasta, come on,
Yeah.
sort yourself out. And
what
also,
would your death row meal be? Your tongue, by the sounds of it.
It would be a curry.
Curry?
The whole shebang, you know, get some all the starters in, sort of a mixed grill starter, get your samosas, get your bhajis, get your main course, get everything thrown in. Sides, gotta get some bindi bhaji in there, some paneer.
A bindi bhaji? What's this?
Bindi bhaji?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Okra.
Oh, I like okra.
Ladies,
okra. Sorry,
okra. I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
Or the
I like
ladies'
them.
fingers that goes by as well.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I've had them as fries. There's a place in Liverpool that does them as okra
nice,
fries.
A lot of people don't like them, but they just need to grow up.
Yeah.
It's like coriander as well. If you don't like coriander, just grow up. Like seriously,
Joe, that's actually a genetic
I don't even
thing.
know if I like coriander. This
it's
is
a genetic thing, but you can outgrow it as well.
Really? Yeah. There's a genetic thing where people taste soap when they eat coriander.
But prolonged exposure, you eventually do like it.
So you basically got to bully your taste buds.
Get fucked, mate. You're what everyone else says all the time.
About
I don't
beer?
like olives. Well, have another 12, and then you're like, what are you fucking talking about?
And mushrooms as well.
Yeah,
Like,
say,
why
honestly,
aren't you necking?
and beer and wine.
If I've got to read it 12 times to like it, then it's not that fucking nice, is it? What are you on about?
You don't
Don't you
drink
like
beer,
that?
you don't eat olives, you don't like much. So basically, you just don't like to eat things that you don't like when you're a kid, basically. And you stay in your child mindset for the rest of your
I will
life.
have you know that my family, I come from a very long line of alcoholics, and beer was always an option when I was a kid, okay? So it's not that. That's not the reason. I just like my fruit juice, all right? But I just don't get it.
I'm the opposite of you there because I still had to learn to like these like olives. I had to bully me taste buds into liking them. But I like that challenge of every time you're at a party and on a buffet, go on, maybe I like it now.
And now, how nice are they
Just
now?
eat the
Love 'em.
sausage
I
rolls.
love them. I could eat
But the
it.
sausage rolls were nice from the
No,
first bite, so why are we
they're not now
bullying
'cause they're
ourselves?
just like boring.
You definitely have ketchup on your bacon butty, don't you?
I don't have bacon butties that often. I'm more of a sausage guy. But thanks for assuming.
Is it ketchup? Is it ketchup?
Assuming Aaron
Of
doesn't
course
love
it
the
is.
sausage.
Sometimes a
Of course
hot
it is.
sauce. If we've run out of ketchup,
Okay, that's better.
little sriracha.
Are you a proper like what's the word like do you look down on certain like restaurants and stuff now that you cook so much and you?
I really like
you make your
Frankie and
living?
Benny's. Not messing.
Like, is there a chain that everyone rates that you like Frankie and Benny's that you just fucking no one rates that? Then?
I mean, yeah, Frankie and Benny's.
yeah, that's dog shit. No one rates Frankie and Benny's. But is there a chain that everyone loves but you think's fucking?
Oh, I mean, if I will eat the trashiest of trash food, but there's some things that are so overrated. And Five Guys,
Yeah, man.
overhyped.
Do you know why I go to Five Guys though?
Why?
Because I get more chips than I ask for. And that's always the benefit for me.
That's what they do. That's what they do. But no, I mean, if I got an email from Five Guys from about 6 months ago where they're trying to get me to go in for a freebie in response for a story or whatever, and I just ignored it.
Oh, really?
I'd rather just
Got
make
your
my
morals.
own burger at home. It's
Yeah.
cheaper and nicer, and
Yeah.
And also burgers, thick burgers, pink in the middle, please.
Oh, really? You don't like a smash?
Oh, really?
No, I do
Smash
like-
patties, overhyped.
you
Overhyped
think?
Oh,
nonsense,
you've got.
yeah.
I've had-
this
I've
this
had
guy
nice
doesn't
both.
know what he's fucking talking about.
If we're talking burger chains, I'll take GBK and Honest Burger any day of the week.
Honest
for Five
Burger's
Guys.
banging. Honest Burger is banging.
Yeah,
The best burger. I'm
Fucking
trying to.
Scooby. I bet you have a fucking hard bit of bread as well with your burger, don't you? And the bread's dead crunchy.
No. Nice, like soft
bun.
Gold on the outside.
When you go in and it's like
inside.
got that, it's like dusty fucking like tiger loaf almost like fucking
Oh, and you
proper.
have to work out to chew
I don't
it.
know where
Yeah.
does those. I don't know where you're going, mate.
Just
but
sometimes
that's
I've been
not-
like, I've been around.
Crusty Cobs.
Yeah.
The best burger I've had in my entire life. This is not even. This is just a recommendation for everyone. And in London, there's a restaurant called Burger and Beyond, and it is like unbelievable.
I've seen them around. I can't remember.
Game changer. And like it got to the point where, Joe, how I'm grilling you about food, I was grilling them like, how is this that nice? And they were talking me how they age the beef that's like hung in like a room that's just like lined with salt and stuff for like 21.
What the fuck are we on about?
What? I liked it.
You're giving the fucking meat a Turkish bath before you have it. Like, what?
Dry aging, it reduces the moisture, makes it more concentrated flavour.
Science.
It's a real thing. It's like the beef.
Your meal takes 14 days to make. What are you on about?
Well, that's why it's like restaurants that serve that sort of stuff in it, because you're not doing that for yourself at home. You're not dry aging your own fucking meats.
Fucking like playing the harp for your meat and that while it's fucking roasted. I just don't get it.
So is your shit diet just based on how quickly you can cook the stuff?
Yeah, I don't believe you should ever be in front of the oven for more than 18 minutes.
How often do you eat chicken nuggets and chips?
Literally like half
Today.
5 today.
How many times today you want to know?
You are shocking. Yeah, you are shocking.
I just hate cooking, man. I can't be arsed. It's not even like, oh, I'm a man, I don't cook. All the women cook. Like, it's not like that. I just don't I don't believe anyone should cook. So it can't be asked. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming on, by the way.
I mean, to be fair, when I'm not cooking for a video, I'm cooking for 10 minutes in, if that, and it's going to be a nice, nutritious meal. It's not going to be some chicken and chips in the oven.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions? Like, what do you tend to do for yourself?
There's always like you speak to a chef, like, you know, who works as a chef, and the last thing they want to do when they come home from being a chef is be a chef.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You get it from work, and
they're not shagging when they get home. What's the point? You do it all day, every day.
That is the same. Forgot what the question was.
What do I eat when I'm not? Yeah. Well, so I batch cook rice, right, and just fill up these hummus pots in the freezer, and I've got like normal white rice, I've got jollof rice, rice and peas, biryani, various types of rice in these little hummus pots. So I can pick whichever rice I want, put it in a bowl, microwave it, top it with some like quick stir-fried veggies and meat and some sauces and spicy mayo and stuff, and it's a few chilies, and it's just a nice, nutritious, healthy meal.
When you're cooking for like content and stuff, obviously you're cooking it with the intention of eating it when it's done, but does it just take you way longer because you've got to fucking film it, or do you just time it?
3 times as long to film. Yeah. Might be a bit cold sometimes if it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's trying to get the right shot of the finished product. It's like now he's eating a fucking freezing cold burrito. Yeah, I
never even thought about that, you know. Just the certain things you don't consider when you're watching the content. I get distracted by other little details. Like, I remember watching a video you did once where you were making some bread, and you just like were looking at the camera as you dipped like the flour into the bowl, and it was windy, and I just saw like all the flour fuck off. And I was like, was that even successful in real life?
Missing the bowls with food is one of the many ways I try and get people to rewatch the video.
Is it? So like, I did watch it again.
They'll think, did he miss the bowl with some of that stuff? And like, I'll throw chips into a pan and half of them will miss, and when the camera goes off, I'll be picking them all up off the floor like a knob, and back in the pan now.
But
fucking Rain Man with chips. He's I've dropped 684.
You know me more than I know me. I feel like you're head fucking me.
Yeah, we don't have a bird table in my house. The birds just come and fly to the patio and just sort of pick up all the food that's spilled on the floor.
Yeah, I've genuinely watched back your clips to be like, did he even fucking get the bowl?
The game's the game.
I know you're fucking playing with me.
We're all just playing it.
He's such a super fan of you, and
I genuinely am. Yeah, you're like, of all the Instagrammers I follow, like whenever you post something, I will look at it. Like I'm not like that with anyone. I feel
not
weird.
Even us.
Is it weird me telling you that?
No, I love it. I love it.
Strong.
Well, normally when people tell me that, they're always drunk on the night out, and it's in some bar with some guy. Like, you that guy on Instagram who does this? And I'm like, yeah, I am, lol.
Yeah.
but
you say lol to their face.
From what I've seen, I reckon pit it up. Everyone's followers against someone else's followers. My followers, on average, are absolute units. So if we were going to have a follower versus follower battle with anyone, I'd take mine any day of the week. It's just absolute units of blokes who just love the scran. They take on anyone. Ruthless animals.
I came for the songs. I stayed for the scran. Because you used to sing a lot, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I stopped because
I've watched you grow as an artist.
Are you a singer?
No,
I've watched you grow as an artist, mate. I have.
You singing that? No.
My first viral video was me doing a little sing song while making some scran, and I was like, oh, it works. I just repeated the formula over and over again, and it carried on working. So my first like proper viral one was me doing a remix of Moana, How Far I'll Go. Yeah, I've been staring at the edge of the water as long as, and I was just doing like sausage, squash it, then I'll add a bit of bacon, shaken, and I crack my egg into a tiny pan. Just my muffin's brown, put my cheese on now, and I stack it up, and I put a jump on top of the golden foil. I'm hungry and I need back
We didn't ask him to do this.
Me.
But I love it. I'm like, follow.
Then he realised his follow-through ratio was either like really autistic adults or 7-year-old girls, and he was like, I need to change this.
I made that exact song, which is the same thing, but swapping out like sausages for mushrooms one time and just repeat it over and over again. I got like 25 million views just doing that exact same song rehashed.
It's insane, isn't it? What we find like entertaining, isn't it? Like
how everyone's so different as well.
Yeah.
I hated it as well.
Did you? Oh,
sold his soul.
And I couldn't listen back to a single one, and I hated it. But like for some reason, they were at the time they're the only things that were getting views, and I was like, it gotta be done. Like
that's cool though. It's interesting to see that, like. Because, you know, everyone does that. You look back on your earlier stuff and you think, fucking hell, why did I do that? It just shows that constant, like, desire to sort of push further or do things differently. But I've noticed you still do a little bit of rhythm when you're doing your recipe. You ain't lost it. You haven't lost your touch.
But less of a full sing-song now. But one of the first things I did when I quit my job to do it full-time, actually, was I went into this, like, content creator house for 3 weeks.
Fuck off.
Yeah. That's
what,
like a job.
What, like a think tank?
No, just like seven 6 or 7 foodie content creators just going to this house that was funded by this company, Squeaky Bean. Love you, Squeaky Bean. If you see
Yeah, fucking rate, comment, subscribe.
And yeah, we just lived in there for 3 weeks making a bunch of content with their products and stuff. And the most viewed video in the house was just me repeating that sausage squash it song. But rather than that, it was squeaky sausage, squash it. Then I had some squeaky bacon.
Everything was squeaky. It was on brand.
1.5 million views or something.
That's insane, isn't it?
Fucking ridiculous, isn't it? you went from like a really serious job in logistics where you had to organise lorries and things like that, and now you're in a fucking... you'd be forgiven being in your family for thinking that Ollie's gone insane. You know what I mean? He's quit his job and now he's fucking posting videos of him singing about bacon and that in a fucking random house with a bunch of other like-minded people. Like, he's in a mental asylum. That's what he's in. But it's working for him, so good for him. We've got merch. Finally, we've got merch.
We've been talking about doing this for ages and we've finally made it happen. We've got our own online store at spreadnegativitypod.com. We're selling t-shirts with logos. We're selling queefs. Whatever you want, we've got it.
We're selling queefs in a jar if you want one. We've got beanies, mugs, phone cases, loads of stuff like that, so check it out. But if you do order something, and I cannot stress this enough, order one size up. I'm a large to extra large in most things. I've got a 2XL in this. Liam, you'll notice, doesn't even have a hoodie yet because they're still making his out of a bed sheet, right? Proper nightmare stuff.
Check us out, spreadnegativitypod.com. If there's anything that you want and you don't see, let us know. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. And we will get better at these adverts as time goes on. Should we do features? Features. We've got a couple sent in from listeners and stuff, but we've not done this for a while. Where we asked the guests for like kind of a feature of their own, so we'll do that instead, actually, and we'll get to those another time. But do you have what's the worst thing you've ever done to yourself, someone else? You got anything in mind?
I've been a good person for quite a few years now. So,
Preface.
So we'll do something that the worst thing I've done in recent years.
Yeah.
I think it's just amusing because I reflected on it the other day and I realised I was like, I was a bit sneaky there. So I went to a house party somewhere in the country, not near where I live. I was invited. I knew the host. I knew a couple of people there, but I got invited. And I was like, oh, I'll go, whatever. So I take my mate with me. We sort of we're at the party. We're having a good time. And the girl whose house it was, she had her like really close male friend there, and it was very obviously friend vibes. And he drunkenly confessed his absolute love for her to me and my mate. Oh. So we're there in the corner. He's like, boys, I've been in love with her ever since I met her. I just can't make it go away. And to everyone else there, it was clear as day that like it was never going to happen the other way around.
Why? Tell us why.
What?
Tell us why.
You could just tell the vibes. You could tell
because he was a munter and she wasn't. Let's call a spade a spade. If you're friend zoned, it's because you're a munter.
Yeah, I spent my fucking life in the friend zone, and he's right. I can tell you that.
But so many lads love to be like, oh, she just sees me as a friend, and that's fine. Girls love shagging as well. You know what I mean? What do they? But they do. So if you're in the friend zone, she's just not into you.
Friend zones don't exist, and neither do. What's it called? When you say I'm not ready for a relationship, that's fake as well. Yeah. It's fake. That's not ready for a relationship with you.
100%.
Because if Margot Robbie wanted a relationship with you, you'd probably be a bit more on board. You know what I mean? You're not going, it's just a really bad time in my life, my career. Like, you're just not doing that.
If someone's having you on like that at the moment, just end it.
Just bin them up.
I feel so
sure.
victimized.
They don't like you, I'm sorry.
This is literally my teenage years, but go on. You were saying.
So anyway, we spent about an hour egging him up to go and confess his love to her. And at the time we were like, oh yeah, we're just being honourable, we're trying to make someone commit. But in hindsight, we just kind of wanted the entertainment.
Like fucking Game of Thrones, just whispering poison in his ears.
I was really drunk, and I was just sort of so he goes, and we were watching, immediately get shot down, and then comes back, and we were then consoling him for an hour because he was crying to us.
I could just imagine you egging him on to go and confess his love. Like, right, here's the guitar, start with Wonderwall. Right, off you go. There you go. I heard you say.
It seemed funny until the tears started. And we were like, oh damn, we've done wrong here.
You haven't. You did him a favour. As being that, I've been that guy, right? I've been the fucking awkward guy. Saying it like it's past tense. But
she's all laid up in bed with a broken heart.
I've been friend zoned.
I'm singing now. It's the Ollie Patterson effect.
Oh mate, at one cringe, I took a girl a rose into school once.
You've told me this.
Yeah, it was fucking minging, mate.
A rose. Ask him how old he was.
How old was
like
he?
14. 15.
Too old. Way too old to be bringing in a
I'd watched
rose.
too much telly. Yeah, I had no game. I took a girl a rose once. So I've been there. And as being that guy, I want to tell you that you can lift that off your conscience. You're not a bad guy. You did him a fucking favour because you taught him the world is not kind. Do you know what I mean? People are not kind. The plaster needed to be ripped off. He knew. Do you know what I mean? He needed to know that she was never going to go for him, and he would never find that out if he was just dreaming about it in his head. So you pushed him to make a move. He made a move. Got knocked
hopefully
back.
now he can move on.
Yeah.
But also the sheer
Hopefully,
lack of
how long ago was
self-awareness.
it? Hopefully he can move on like he's still crying.
Less than a year, like so last summer. So.
Well, you missed out with the important part of the story where he's actually married to her, and it turns out you just fucking. He was the only one in love, and it caused a big breakdown and divorce. And yeah, now there's 2 kids who've that have 2 Christmases, but here's what it is.
2 Christmases are sick.
And then the next morning, he was getting his train back where he lived. I was driving home, and I was really hungover. So I'm like, give me 5 more minutes, because I promised him I'd give him a lift to the train station. I was like, I need to drink more Pepsi Max. I need to get myself right before I drive. So anyway, so we waited until the very last minute to set off, and then I'm like, I need to drive like a maniac to get to the station now. So I'm driving blah to get him to the station, and suddenly he goes, I need to throw up, because I was driving so jerkily. So I had to pull over. He throws up, gets it all down himself. And then I drop off at the train station, and he was late, and he missed his train. He had to wait an hour for the next one in his own sick.
Did you wait with him?
No.
You were just injected into his life like that fucking character in a video game that just fucks it all up for you. You just appeared. He lost his way. He also cried in front of fucking everybody. Then the very next day, he threw up in your car and missed his train. And you just fucking appeared out of nowhere like this final boss of events and just fucking ruined his night.
It was a blur.
Oh my god, yeah, you are a terrible person.
Yeah,
When was that? When did you say?
Last summer.
Last summer. Now we know what you did last summer. Terrible. Awful person. Do you
know what? No, I think encouraging him to confess his love, I think that's sound. He needed to know the truth. There's only so much that you could be like, oh, does she like me? You need to know she doesn't. So that you can.
I don't think I've ever confessed my love to someone and it's not been reciprocated before.
Ooh, stud muffin.
I don't think I've confessed it other than to, like, my girlfriend. So, like,
yeah, no, I have. I have several times.
Do you ever get like, how long you been with your girlfriend?
I love everyone who likes
not
me.
long, actually.
Not long.
7 months.
So when you were single and obviously people knew what you were doing, like, did it ever lead to like any? Like, because there has to be a good chat up line in there. You know what I mean? Do you want to eat my burrito straight away? You know what I mean?
Like the number of times I've had
I've
had boys and girls ask me to make them dinner is astounding.
It's just fucking...
It's like, can you make
Can
me
you
dinner
cook for me?
and I'll be dessert or whatever. Like, it's just
yeah.
classic.
I imagine more men than women.
But
That's not a comment on you. It's just men are savages.
It is. So you think straight women outnumber gay men sort of 5-1, but still I'm getting more gay men in my DMs than straight women.
Because men are savage.
Sorry. So can I get up an example from recently?
Yeah, I would love.
You've got to lean into it though. When they message you like, "Oh, can you make me dinner?" He's like, "Yeah, but only if I can film it." You know, you've seen me stuff. Let me film everything.
So I'll let you read this one out.
Okay, God.
So this was yesterday.
Can I read out the name?
No, well, they dox someone.
Go on.
Okay. It just says, "Can I eat your ass in a burrito?"
No shade.
I don't even know what that means. But the worst part, this isn't a screenshot, is it? And you've given me your phone, and now you've just thumbs up him.
Oh no! Thank God it's got an unsend feature on it. On Messenger.
You coward! You dirty, stinking coward!
Well, as soon as you let them in, they constantly will bombard you with messages.
Yeah. We've not had any gay men getting our DMs yet, but it does seem fun.
Unfortunately, with me doing the topless little flashy shots in my videos where I'll go topless for half a second, just yesterday as well, I had someone screenshot the topless message and another gay bloke and just went, sexy babe kiss, and I was like, okay, cheers.
Just to let you know they noticed. Yeah.
And I ignored it, and then he I think that was late at night. He was drunk. He messaged the next day saying, "Sorry for last night." I was like, okay, I ignored it again. But
yeah, it's the best things to do in it. Do you know when you started that sentence? And I was like, they didn't screenshot your topless, did they? Do you know? So I've got the same brain. Do you know what I mean? My brain went there before you told the story, so maybe I have the capability to do. Not to you.
You're making him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I realised.
Thanks so much for coming on. if you're new to the podcast and you're watching because Ollie's on, first of all, thanks. We really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around, all that good stuff. And we do a section at the end called Off Your Chest. We invite the guest or a listener, if you want to send something in, spreadnegativitypod@gmail.com. We invite them to get something off their chest. So, Ollie, have you got anything? Is there anything that's happened to you? That guy's spunk. Do you want to get that off your chest?
Smear it on.
Nothing's happened to me.
Squirty mayonnaise. Sorry, go on.
No, to be honest, I was noticing on my TikTok For You page recently. Have you seen these viral clips of buskers getting harassed?
Yeah.
Passersby?
I haven't,
Yeah, I've seen them.
And I was just thinking, I think that's a blessing in disguise. Because as long as you're filming it, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because you have to deal with a little bit of faff from some stranger in public. But you get this TikTok clip with millions of views. And every time it happens, I go on their profile and I look at all their busking stuff.
Yeah.
And they're not a very good singer.
Are you thinking of the same one I'm thinking of?
I don't know. There's been many. But
Blonde.
What?
Blonde.
There's been multiple. There's been,
okay,
and every time if I see a viral busky clip and it's just them singing, it means they're a really good singer. But I'll see the occasional one where it'll just be no singing, just them getting harassed by someone on the street. Yeah. I'm like, oh, poor them. So I'll check out the music to see, should I give them a follow? Are they good at singing? And unfortunately, they never seem to be.
Well, what if they've got the same strategy as you, and they like realise that that's what's getting them the likes, and they start deliberately
there's one
harass me. Do you know?
There's one thing cutting a steak with a saw, and there's one thing having a guy run up and punch you in the street in Stockport Town Centre.
You just use the tools you've got available. That's all you do.
Hey, more power to them, though. You know what I mean? Like, because people don't realise that if these videos are legit and people are going up to them and they're harassing them and they're giving them loads of abuse and it is being filmed, they don't realise that all you're doing is helping make them famous. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of comedians out there who are super famous from like crowd work clips, and their stand-up's not quite there. It's
Jim
not
Jeffries?
hitting. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, his stand-up is there, but Jim Jeffries is one of the biggest comics in the world right now, and he got his big like boost from getting punched in the face on the Comedy Store.
Yeah, but he was already on an upwards
he was
trajectory
already
anyway.
smashing.
But my point is, it's like there's loads of comics that they've had a few viral clips, and they like, but the stand-up's just not quite there, and that's absolutely fine. They're making an absolute killing now, because they've managed to find what works for them. And it'll be the same for these buskers. So someone's come up and they started harassing this guy because they don't like his singing or whatever. That video's got 40 million views now. You've just helped him. It's like we get some hate comments sometimes. And it's like, you don't like, I don't know what possesses someone, because we rarely reply to like TikTok comments, Instagram comments. We only like really reply early. And then sometimes you get, quite a few and you just can't really reply to all of it. But I don't know what possesses someone to see that a video's got 2,000 comments and then I'm going to comment as well, because it's not possibly been said. Do you know what I mean? And just something like abusive, do you know what I mean? Or something a bit hateful. I don't understand it, but all you're doing is helping the algorithm.
Oh, of course. As long as you got
all you're doing is engaging.
If it's on your phone or you're filming it or if it's a comment, it's all power to you. Like, you can respond to a hate comment with a random video, and that even those ones will blow up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen like videos of, like when kids get all harassy in public and stuff, like the kid who harassed the Asda employees and was like gobbing off at them, and his dad brought him back to apologise.
Yeah. That's not how we behave, is it, Oliver? He starts going and saying he's stood there like, no, I'm sorry.
or the girl who was vaping on a train and someone's like, stop vaping on a train, and she's like going all like gobbing off, and some 14-year-old girl vaping on a really busy train. And like, obviously you can't like tell a kid to physically restrain a kid or whatever, but if the kid's being aggressive or whatever, just film them. Their parents will do the rest, hopefully.
Yeah.
At what point did the harassers themselves start realising?
By the way, we're not endorsing filming kids, only if they're being cunts.
I'm saying you can't really swear at a kid, or you can't punch a kid in the face. So if a kid tries to start a fight with you,
allegedly,
the only thing you can do is get your phone out.
I punched a kid in the face.
Proof of the situation that you're in. Otherwise,
I punched a kid in the face once by accident when I was a teenager.
Okay, carry on.
I was just he was just mouthing off. So bad. I don't know what I'm saying.
So it's what happens to Liverpool.
I mean, Wallasey, the outskirts of Liverpool. But
should you be confessing to this?
He had to come in. He was like he was mates with me little brother, so he wasn't just some random kid, and he was just mouthing off, saying he was going to batter me, and he was like,
"How old are you? How old was he?"
I was 15. He was 5.
Fuck off, mate.
Oh, you're kidding.
Fucking hell.
I didn't do it.
Jail. Jail.
There's context. So he was just going, I'm going to do this to you. And he was just like shadow boxing in the air. And I just, as a joke, was like, yeah, well, I'm going to do this to you. And I was shadow boxing in the air. And he genuinely walked into me fist as I was shadow boxing. And I just clipped him. Wasn't a proper punch, but obviously he just started screaming his head off.
But if he's 5, he's quite low down. So you're shadow boxing towards his face. And then you're wondering why he got hit. Yeah. You just don't know your reach. It's not the kid's fault. He's not walked into you. You just didn't know when to fucking...
You weren't a normal kid, were you?
I'm not a normal man.
How is it that within like
person.
an hour of most guest episodes, they discover that you're a little bit odd? When we had Finn on, he was like, "You're a weird guy, Liam."
Not many of us have shadowboxed a 5-year-old before.
No, that's it. Yeah,
It's not
that's
Yeah,
great.
I shadowboxed at a 5-year-old's general direction, and he walked into my fist, and I clipped him. And to be fair, I didn't feel that bad about it, but I did run away. I liked it.
You didn't need to tell us that you hit 5-year-old children.
We'll cut that. I didn't. I don't make a bit. I don't make
He
a.
really wanted to get it off his chest.
It's not a hobby of it. Yeah, I just wanted to.
Yeah, you make it like a full-on habit of it.
It's not. So,
Yeah, well, then I just got a taste for it. You know what it is? It's like olives. You need to 12 times before
Start
you really...
posting videos, get likes, and the next thing you know, fucking
Keep your
boom.
deepest, darkest confessions for when you're not being filmed. General
That's
general
boring,
rule
man.
of thumb.
And now you're just like singing as you're punching 5-year-olds, singing Moana, just like, just fucking battering them.
There's a part where me fist meet your face.
I'll tell you where you can legally get away with harming children is on a ski slope when the ski school kids are doing a big snake at the start of the ski school. There's a game you can play called, I don't know if you've ever been skiing or know what that
No,
looks
we're not
No,
big
no.
stories.
like. But there's oh yeah, because going skiing means you support a political party.
No, but it means you have the money to support it.
It means your parents probably do. But yeah, so there's an adult at the front, and there's a bunch of sort of 5-year-olds or whatever age they are going behind him in a big little snake right up against each other. So there's a game called Ski School Dominoes where you ski in front of the first one, right in front of them, and they'll just get confused and fall over, and every ski school will ski into them from the back. And you're basically, your aim is to how many ski school
Create a
kids can
pile-on,
you
yeah.
fall over.
That's more sinister than accidentally shadowboxing towards a
You
kid.
don't actually touch them or necessarily go near them. You just confuse the first one, make him fall over, and the rest of them follow suit.
Mind games. All
It's
I
more
did
psychological what
Yeah.
he's doing. You know what I
That's
mean? Yours was just like fucking...
exactly. I mean, oh shit! I panicked. I liked it.
I'm not saying I've done it, and I wouldn't endorse it, but that is a thing that exists. It's a game that exists.
Yeah, if you're ever skiing and bored at the same time, it's an option. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
I
hell.
liked it. I liked it as fast as I could, and then realised he knows where I fucking live. Why am I running away? So I went back home. His mum knocked on the door. I told her the story, and she believed me because it's the truth. And that was it. I apologised like an adult because I was nearly one.
Because you were one, yeah. So child. Won't happen again. Fucking hell. Well, Ollie thinks you're odd now, and you're a huge fan.
I can live with it.
Say never meet your heroes,
I'm
'cause
really
you
odd
might
as well,
confess
so
them.
it's all right. It's all right.
Fucking hell. Thanks so much for coming on, mate. We really appreciate your
Thanks,
time.
mate.
Have you got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, just follow El Burrito Monster on any platform you want.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Not
Yeah?
Twitter, because I'm not 35 years old.
Yeah,
no,
everyone's
we-
the,
kinda
the, the good
like
ones.
that,
Yeah, the good ones.
Sick. Yeah, good stuff. Is that it? Have you got anything coming up? You don't. I suppose it's not really like anything live with you, is it? Like
No, just
'Cause
sort
it's
of
just all
planning,
on- online
planning
content and
what
stuff.
videos I'm making for which brands, etc. But nothing to watch out for too much. Just
Good
the
stuff.
usual.
Well, I'll be watching, and I'll be taking topless screenshots and sending them back to you.
Please don't. Please don't.
messaging you, can I eat your ass in a burrito?
Didn't
What
even
does
get the
that even mean?
logistics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
So some men have no shame. I'm honest. And to be fair, I've got female friends who have it so much worse. Like their
Yeah, I can
DMs are a
imagine, man,
nightmare.
yeah.
Like it's definitely easy to be a boy in social media. It's crazy.
They're fucking lunatics, aren't they? Just a quick one as well. My solo show on the 18th of May in Manchester is now been moved. There's an issue with the venue, but they own, the woman that deals with it. She owns 2 venues, and it's being moved directly across the street. But there's a date change. So it's on the 21st of May. All the ticket holders will be notified at some point. Well, this week. So this is going out in a week, and then. Whatever, don't matter. If you bought a ticket, you'll know. But the new date is 21st of May, Sunday the 21st of May, like 3 days after. And there'll also be another date coming because it's nearly sold out. There'll be another one coming in June. So yeah, just a little bit of admin there. Fucking pain in the ass. There's something with the venue. I don't understand.
Do it, get it done. Got a platform, use
I don't know what they did, but it's the same size room. It's got nothing to do with the fact that I didn't sell that many tickets. I promise. The room is still just as small as the other one, but it is nearly sold out. So if you can make the new date, then great. Sunday, 21st of May, and then there'll be another one coming in June, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah,
Sick.
and that's it. Liverpool, the tickets for that aren't. Nearly sold out, so get a move. And that's on the 25th of May, and then there's one in June on the 4th of June in London. And what else have I got? Llandudno.
Llandudno.
Llandudno. Yeah. On the 30th of April, there's another one there. There's an Aaron Wood and Friends. Liam's going to be on that one as well.
Yeah.
That's exciting, isn't
News
it?
to me.
And also the solo show for some sort of... Do we even have any Landudno listeners, Clandudno?
Isn't London like one big retirement home?
Yeah, our names
I don't know
trash
what.
in
The guy got in
Llandudno.
touch and was like, "Do you want to put on a show here? I've seen you've been posting your solo shows. Do you want to do one in Landudno?" And I said yes.
It's early night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're used to doing late gigs and stuff. Llandudno, early
You
night.
just have to
Everyone's in bed.
repeat
at a
all the
certain
jokes
time.
4 times so people can hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Or
stretch
not
it
even
out.
just repeat them so they can hear them. Repeat them
Make sure
because
there's
they
a
forgot
ramp
them
on the way in, and you're all good.
Yeah.
Shall come at them aggressively.
Yeah, but all the tickets are in my Instagram bio, and you can't really miss it. I'll be sharing stuff all the time. No, thanks so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it. Give us 3 things that you hate.
Slow drivers, people who order ketchup in a curry house, and people who say they're a chef but they actually just work at Wetherspoons and critique every single thing you cook on Instagram.
Describe me, thank you.